I'm excited because Gary Soga is going to be sharing a testimony of our mission trip to Japan. Yeah. Mission trip to Japan this past June. As a church, GracePoint Church, we went on our very first mission trip. First of what we're praying will be many mission trips, not just to Japan, but throughout the world, right? We want to reach the nations with the gospel. Now, Gary has served as a deacon at our church, but about a year and a half ago, he took early retirement from the state. He worked in the accounting office, and it was also at that time we needed someone to oversee our finances. And he responded to the call. And so here's Gary, right? He takes early retirement so that he can go fishing and raise vegetables and fruits. But now he's serving on staff. And it's been awesome having him on staff at our church as our financial administrator. He's been doing a great job. And so, Gary, will you come up here and share with us your experiences in Japan and just this testimony that God has laid on your heart?
Thank you, Pastor James, for the intro. I need a new fishing pole by Christmas time, by the way. Minasan, ohayo gozaimasu, which means good morning to everyone in Japanese. Before I give you my testimony report on my mission trip to Japan, I'd like to thank the GracePoint family, your families, friends that provided financial support, as well as prayer, and your prayer partners on our mission trip. Without that, this mission trip would not be possible. So we needed those two components. Many thanks to the mission leader, trip coordinator. I know she was in the first service, Lisa Tamura, for planning this trip and for adjusting our schedules while we were in Japan, as our schedules were fluid at times. I mean, she was on the fly. And I just got word that she started the planning process last October 2022, to plan for a trip in summertime. So that's a lot of work, and she never complains. She just has a passion for doing this. To Pastor James for being Mr. Aloha, even in the country of Japan, he knows so many people. And to the mission team for making this trip memorable. So what was it like to be on a mission trip into Japan this summer? This is our mission team of 2023, along with some of the other missionaries in Japan. Going on a mission trip is a great way to get to know your brothers, sisters at GracePoint Church better. As we merged, we were former gathering and former cornerstone, and now we got new people, so it's bigger, but if you, on this trip, you get a little closer. So, hey, check it out when you can, if you have an opportunity. It's pretty amazing that these guys are still smiling, because we just did a trip or walk around the Emperor Palace. It's a 3-mile walk. It was around noon, I think. It was in the high 90s. And those blue color things? My wife gave it to me. It melted in 5 minutes. It didn't help. I mean, it was just that hot. Our team had a chance to go to the observation deck of the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building, which had a 360-degree view of Tokyo. I took this picture from the deck, which is encased in glass. The skies in the picture were gray and cloudy, which made me feel sad, because it made me think of the spiritual condition of the population, as only 5% are evangelical Christians. We had an opportunity to pray for the people in Shinjuku train station, which is the world's busiest train station. As I observed the travelers coming up as we stayed stationary to pray for them, I noticed that most of the travelers expressed no emotion, rarely heard any conversation between them, and did not see any acknowledgement of other travelers at the station. Like when you see people around you wave and all that, you didn't see that. So, if I had to do that day in and day out, I would find myself very lonely in that kind of environment. Okay. I have a deeper respect, appreciation for missionaries after visiting Japan this summer, as they face, they don't face like they don't get killed, but they get rejections daily. So in this picture from right to left, we have David, the missionary. Nikki, she was our missionary interpreter. Ferdy Ginto, he was a mission team member. And that miserable guy on the left is myself, because I was instructed by Nikki to pass out these flyers that had information about an upcoming event at Grace Church. However, I was trying to pass them out, getting rejected, left and right. I said, oh, this is for the birds, man. So I gave my flyers to Marisol so I can sing in the choir, but, I'm a really bad singer, so, that wasn't good. But I wanted to kind of squeeze out of that. Okay, sometimes God places opportunities to minister in front of us, and if we're not ready, it could slip away. Case in point, Nikki, Ferdy, and I went to the wrong restaurant to join some ladies at their small group. I think the restaurant that we were supposed to go was a Denny's by the train station. As we were trying to exit the restaurant, a lady in a wheelchair, I think she was about middle-aged, had her head slumped toward her waist, was blocking the entire exit, or the entire aisle. Since we're running late, I was thinking I needed to hurry and get to the right location. So I looked at her as an obstacle. Ferdy looked at her as an opportunity, because as we passed her by, Ferdy first, myself, and Nikki, just to you have to make ourselves skinny to pass her, Ferdy made a U-turn and said he wanted to pay for the ladies' lunch or meal. I added 1,000 yen and a chocolate macadamia nut candy. For those that don't know it, chocolate macadamia nuts are really high in demand in Japan, and they'll smile at you if you have one of those small ones. So that's just a little tip. Nikki, our personal interpreter, told the lady that we wanted to pay for a meal. Her response was, why? She told Nikki that nobody has ever done something like this for her. As we gave 2,000 yen and the macadamia nut chocolate candy, she smiled. A shy smile appeared on her face. I pray that God used this opportunity to tell that she mattered and Jesus loved her. I was surprised to find Pastor Ogura, the lead pastor at Bread of Life Church, how he came to know the Lord through his testimony. He originally came to Waseda University to study physics. He received his bachelor's and master's degrees in physics. However, God changed his heart and his career after attending Bible study through an invitation from his roommate. Pastor Ogura now leads a small but thriving church in Waseda, which is, I believe, made up of a lot of international students. So, although I witnessed spiritual darkness during a trip in Japan, I saw how our missionary and pastor friends they were the light in Japan by showing God's love and sharing the gospel. Thank you, GracePoint Church, for giving me the opportunity to go on a mission trip to Japan this summer. Sayonara.